Namaste and welcome. Today I will be reading a response to an email that says, I can sense the wisdom and truth in what you are saying in times of tremendous surrender, but it doesn't always stay with me. If I spend time in the place of remembering the God of my upbringing, I can definitely say, if there is a God, why would he want to use pain as a tool for deeper knowing? Why does she or he get to have no pain, while I get to suffer in order to know God? In the end, it doesn't make sense to think like that. I am sure you have been through this a million times with people trying to explain. It's really hard to erase the unfortunate misunderstandings that have caused so much pain and suffering in the world. Thank you for your email. Sometimes I find that we approach the pointing, pain is God's tool, with too much mental meaning. It is a literal pointing. Pain is literally an eraser. It can erase everything we see until only God's presence remains as the truth of who you are. If you are in pain that is beyond your control, you may find that you react with basic instinct. You may become distressed and not know what is happening to you. You may feel alone and frightened, and you may not know what to do. The first thing we may want is simply to make this pain go away. But there are circumstances where, for reasons that we do not understand, that the pain has not yet gone away. We may find in these moments that it doesn't really help us to know why this is happening. So in these moments of desperation and intense fear, what is it that we really want? What is it that will truly end the suffering, not just now, but in all the times of life? Like a child, we will try to alleviate the suffering by reaching out for love and help and comfort. We want our parents, our mother and father, who will tell us everything is okay and take the pain away. Our true mother and our true father is God. And when we reach out for that hug, we are longing to feel God's embrace as the truth of our being, and feel in all circumstances that we are carried by a great and loving power that is beyond us. If we are like a child, we have not yet lost our trust, and we do not ask if God is cruel. We simply want that hug. You wrote so poignantly, why does she or he get to have no pain, while I get to suffer in order to know God? In the end, it doesn't make sense to think like that. We are not suffering in order to know God. We exist in human form to know the great love and freedom that is God. And in this world of light and dark, we sometimes find ourselves in darkness. Sometimes we find ourselves in the valley of the shadow of death without the proper tools to walk out of that nightmare. Pain is God's tool, is a compassionate encouragement that God is always with you directly, even in the valley of the shadow of death. You have already seen that it is impossible to approach a powerful pointing like pain is God's tool with the thinking mind, because it also creates a powerful and corrosive misunderstanding. The mind even begins to question God, vilify God. Why is God so cruel? But God is much kinder and much stronger and much earlier than the human mind. When you rest within God's embrace below the mind, you see that the sensation of pain is neither good nor bad. It is simply a sensation, simply an eraser. It can even erase the fear and suffering in the moment it is occurring, bringing you only more fully back into God's embrace. We do not really know why these things happen, and this is the hidden value of not knowing. The hidden value of not knowing is finding the stillness of God from within in all circumstances. It is that God does not want or need to be understood in order to embrace you from inside and show you that He exists always now as you exist and loves you in His own image. He is one with you even in your darkest hour. He would like you to rest with Him, to know Him now and always as the child of God that you already are. Your direct connection to God is of highest value, and from my perspective, of only value. Can we feel Him here at the root of our being? Can we feel the love that is your very own presence? God is not of the mind, never in the mind. What is in the mind can be lost, but God is the only one who can never be lost from you. It may seem comfortable to understand why pain is God's tool, but even if it could be understood, that very same understanding would be lost in the actual moment of pain itself. It would not serve you. In that moment of your darkest hour, the mind is the first one to leave you, the first one to be erased. He and all his great understanding is the first one out the door when the chips are down, the first one to turn his back, turn his face from you in your times of weakness and struggle. Why find comfort or support or love from one that can and will leave you? Emotionally, why depend on such a shaky ground? That would be a cruel world indeed, if God was like the mind and left you every time there was a challenge. If God was outside of yourself and could ever abandon you, then God would indeed be cruel, and we would all be subject to darkness. All I have found is that even in the darkness, especially in the darkness, it is impossible to not be with God, to not be who you are. When we approach these pointings as tools to relieve intense pain and suffering, some spiritual concepts may begin to fall away. The term ego no longer makes sense in great pain. Transcendence is not a game, And the very suggestion of bad karma becomes quite insensitive. It is time to let go of any suggestion that God is ever not here, ever not now, ever not you. The very same pointings that are offering the heights of spiritual transcendence are also offering profound relief for intense suffering. Can we approach them differently, as God has shown them to me differently? Writhing around in terrible pain, who is the only one you are calling out for? I am only calling out for God, and as you may have read in my book, I have found He won't let you become a victim for Him. The words, please God, become praise God for no reasonable reason, except that it is true. God is the only one who is real, who always loves you, who survives unconscious darkness. I am in the Father, and the Father is in me, Jesus said, and so it is with you. The wise saints and sages of history have already pointed out that God, the Self, enlightenment, exist as the great one consciousness. When one is found, they are all found. At the heart of your being, you will find God and only God, here now and always. I have seen time and again that He is the only one who has never left me and will never leave. You are here, simply always here, and can never leave Him. Pain is God's tool to let go of the personal in favor of the eternal. Naturally on its own, pain can take away everything that you are until you are left with the real you and no other. The real you that exists eternally beyond all borders. How kind and deeply loving if we have the eyes to see and the heart to feel that in our darkest hour, the very source of that darkness, the pain itself, is also the tool that is rushing you home into the vastness of God's ever-present embrace. My God, this is not a cruel world. The true safety net is actually built in. It's built in to every moment. Because at the bottom of even the heart of darkness, God's love is the true heart of this world. Perhaps these can be used as end-of-life pointings, because I feel as though I experienced what it may be like to die alone and in terrible pain. All I found is that I did not cross into darkness alone. I did not suffer that pain. All I found is that I do not pass away and cannot be lost. I am always here, behind the death and the life. With whose vision are you seeing when the lights of consciousness are going out? And if this indeed is my final hour, and the sun is setting for the last time on my days in the human form, please don't tell me that my time here has been in vain, that even 1 hour of my life was wasted, even those times spent in darkness. Show me that I am never held from God as my own divinity, so I may remember you as me. Sing me to sleep, from the place that is never waking and never sleeping. Meet me where I have never suffered and will never fail, where I know no ending. Stay with me the way I am always with you, so I can feel that it is also you. You are the one that can never leave me. Show me that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Please, my love, sing me home. Sing only to the God within me. I love you so much. God bless you.